Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you here today. Pretty lazy day, sitting up around the house. My big chore of the day was honestly to go out in the yard and pick up all of the Christmas decorations that are out there, but rain spoiled the day, so we're sitting in here around a fire with the Christmas tree still all lit up, and basically didn't do anything other than go to Costco today. This Monday is going to be a huge Monday Night Raw. I think it might honestly be one of the biggest Monday Night Raws they jam-pack in the history of Raw since the debut back, I believe, in 1993, when we thought that the Undertaker versus Damien Demento as a main event was a big deal. We also saw Max Moon on that show. We saw Shawn Michaels, probably Hacksaw Jim Duggan, I know the Steiner brothers, Yokozuna. The way that WWE evolved Monday Night Raw into what it is. It's going to be a little bit of a sad one, to be honest with you. John Cena is going to be on the show, starting off his retirement tour, counting down his last year in the world of WWE. I really don't know what WWE is going to be without John Cena. I understand that, John will probably still show up for a Monday Night Raw maybe once a year. He just won't get into the ring and wrestle. I'm sure he'll do a lot of WWE Network, Netflix style documentary things where he's always kind of available to answer questions, tell a story about some part of his career or a big match, putting over somebody else or something like that. So it's not like Cena is leaving WWE on bad terms or anything like that. But I don't know. I think Cena is all in on this last year in WWE. It's a question of what he's going to do. My first thought is that he'll show up saying that, he's got high expectations for his last year in WWE. He's going to give his all. He wants to be able to wrestle for all of his fans that maybe never got a chance to see him live. He's probably going to be wanting everybody to see him one last time. One of the big questions is how big of a storyline are they going to make it that John Cena is tied with Ric Flair in the world of wrestling with 16 World Heavyweight Championship reigns. Is he going to be going for number 17? Cena, in interviews in the past, said he had no thoughts on tying, passing, taking away the record from Ric Flair. Ric Flair, in interviews, has basically said that John Cena and Shawn Michaels are two of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. Ric Flair has said countless times that he has no problem with John Cena taking his record. He has gone on 1,000 times and talked about, it is more than 16 title reigns. He dropped the title and picked it up on many loops through countries and through territories that just aren't looked at as in the record books as is what it is. That was the way that they sold tickets back in the day. The local hero would be the guy that beat Ric Flair, and then they would do a return match, and Flair would beat him and take the title back as he left town to go to the next one, and their local hero looks bigger than he ever was because he defeated Ric Flair. And maybe the only the hometown is the only one got to see it because of the fact it wasn't televised, wasn't on pay-per-view, wasn't, on any magazines or anything like that. Well, some of the ones have been picked up, like in newsletters and magazines and things like that, but it is what it is. I think that, honestly, I think Cena's coming to play. I think Cena's already going to be ready. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Cena actually wrestle a match on Raw because they're going to want to make this last year be a big deal. I don't see any kind of a storyline that, he has to win every match or he's done, kind of like Ric Flair style. But I also don't think that Cena has any chance of losing possibly his first match back. Well, they could do a storyline of Cena wants to come back. Cena wants to do this one more time. Maybe they do something like Cena loses. Cena loses again. Does Cena still have it? Does Superman still have any gas in the tank, or should he have have left it said and done. If you really think, we saw Cena in Toronto at Money in the Bank when he made his return. That's when he made his big announcement that he would be having his last WrestleMania, his last year in the world of wrestling. And the time that we saw him before that was WrestleMania 40, when he came down and he was the guy who ran Solo Sikoa off. They really didn't, did they get physical? I can't remember if he got in the ring, actually did anything, or if he just chased him off. But then right away, The Rock came down, and The Rock just disposed of John Cena instantly. And it was almost like you saw fear in the eyes of John Cena before he did it. Like he knew what was going to happen. Like he knew that he had no chance because this is The Rock. The Rock and Cena have a huge history that goes all the way back. We don't really know what Rock said when he pinned John Cena at WrestleMania 28. They said some sort of exchange when Cena was laying on the ground looking up at the lights. But at WrestleMania 29, they gave each other a handshake. They gave each other a hug. You can visibly, how do I want to say it? You can hear Cena's words to The Rock in the ring, that he basically says that this means the world to him. In Venice Beach, he was working at a t-shirt shop when he was 20 years old, and The Rock came in, and John Cena asked The Rock for a picture. They shared a moment. As far as I know, that picture has never seen the light of day. But The Rock says to Cena, like, I came back for this. I didn't come back for last year to win the championship, to have that run. I came back for this moment because I believed in you and I believed in them. Basically saying he believed in John Cena and he believed in the fans. He wanted to give the fans one more one. I think The Rock honestly thought WrestleMania 29 was going to be it. I think he thought that was going to be it. Anything after that was just going to be icing on the cake. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, The Rock interrupts Cena and we see Rock and Cena in the ring on Raw on Netflix. Cena trying to say that this is his last year, and The Rock basically shuts him down, basically saying that this is his WWE. He comes down with his, like, Brahma Bull title belt. We get some WrestleMania 28, WrestleMania 29 feels. And maybe that's the moment that we know that not only is Cena going to be in the Rumble, but The Rock is going to be in the Rumble. And they're easily two of the biggest favorites that people are talking about out there. I don't know, really who's going to be in the Rumble yet. We really haven't got to that part where people start declaring. But I think The Rock's going to win. This week, we've seen a lot of talk about the internet thinks that Cena is going to win. It's going to be Cena versus Cody. I'm sure a lot of people are hoping that CM Punk wins. I'm sure Gunther is getting some people thinking that he has a chance to do it. Of course, that would probably mean it's going to be a first championship match, but we all know WWE loves to do that at WrestleMania, although we just did it at Crown Jewel, whatever it was. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see Cena beat somebody like Dominic in a one-on-one 3-minute match where Cena does the 5 moves of doom and reminds us he's the man. But Cena on Raw, I'm sure there won't be a dry eye in the house. We've already seen that WWE Shop has pumped out Los Angeles Dodgers style merchandise for the show. Same emblem, same logo for the time is now. John Cena's farewell tour, but it is in blue and white to make you think of the Los Angeles Dodgers. More than likely, every city is going to have their own merch. So we'll see what goes down. Monday night, Netflix on Raw.